I don't often come back to the same place more than once, especially as there are so many different places to see in the world. I'm always up for discovering new cultures, new experiences, new food, but there's something special about this place right here. So a big tip for whilst you're here in Porto is to make sure that you do a cruise alongside the River Douro. It's the lifeblood of Porto. It's something that you must see, and especially the many bridges that cross from Vila Nova de Gaia, where I am standing right now, over to the Porto side. It's extremely interesting, but not only that, it's absolutely beautiful to take a ride on the boat trip across the river. So make sure you add that to your itinerary whilst here in Porto. If you want to enjoy this same relaxing boat cruise along the River Douro like I did, I've included the link for this cruise within the description below. Just right behind me is the Ponte Dom Luís I. It's the most famous bridge in Porto. Perhaps when you were planning your trip here, this was the bridge that you will have seen. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's well worth visiting. Make sure you get your photograph with this right behind you, but also come along here for the sunset. That is when this place really lights up, and I'll show you why a bit later on in the video. But a little bit about this bridge. This bridge looks very similar to something that you might find in Paris, the Eiffel Tower, and that's because this bridge was actually built and designed by Gustave Eiffel's apprentice. So it has a very similar design to the Eiffel Tower, and many people love it for that reason. It's an absolute beautiful architecture. It's different. It's something that stands out, and you can see it whilst here in Porto. All around Porto there's quite a lot of really cool and maybe not so cool street art, but it's definitely really interesting to have a look at all the different types of street art, to take it in, to see what you can discover. And it's another cool way just to amble along Porto, to amble along Vila Nova de Gaia, and discover some of the little hidden alleyways, some of the little hidden treats that can be discovered. Two ways to cross the Ponte Luís bridge. You can cross over the top, which is definitely the better way, or you can cross along the bottom, which is what I'm doing right now. Both give a different and interesting perspective of Porto, of the city of Vila Nova de Gaia, so I definitely recommend that you do both. If you can only do one, do the top side, and I'll show you why shortly. And here we are on the top tier of the Dom Luís bridge, and this is why if you're going to do a walk along either sides of the bridge, you've got to do this side. There's a train coming. So before I was rudely interrupted by that train that came, this is why you must come to the top tier of Dom Luís bridge. You get the views all across the River Douro. It's just a much better experience, and you can enjoy the bridge for all its beauty, and even get to enjoy some beautiful music in the background as well. One of the best things to see whilst in Porto are those beautiful tiles, the ceramic tiles. Surely you've seen them. They have a name, they're azulejo, and the best place to see them is right here at the railway station, and I'll show you why. The best thing about these tiles is they actually give a story of the city. They give a story of the town. Every azulejo is different, so make sure you come and check it out. There are many miradors or viewpoints all across Porto, and this one is Miradouro de Vitória. And you get views right across the Dom Luís bridge, but also the beautiful buildings right behind me. So make sure you check out many of the different viewpoints whilst here in Porto and in Vila Nova de Gaia. So usually two words that don't go together in the same sentence are posh and McDonald's, but let me show you two things that are exactly that. Posh McDonald's right here in Porto. Check out the chandeliers in here. From one opulent building to another, make sure you visit the Palacio da Bolsa, otherwise known as the Porto Stock Exchange. For adults, admission is €12 and all tickets include a guided tour in several languages. Tickets can only be bought on the day, so if English is your first choice and you've got places to be, make sure you get there early. Me and my friends could only do the tour in French. Sacré bleu! The architecture inside this building is exquisite, but the crown jewel on a tour of this building is the Arab Room, as shown right here. It was time to eat, and my big recommendation would be to eat at Terreirinho. Hidden away on the Porto side in the back streets by the river, this charming restaurant serves top quality food. I went for a veal steak. It was my best meal whilst in Porto, and I love the ambience of this restaurant and the streets all around it. I'll put the location for this restaurant in the description below. One of the best pastimes to do whilst here in Porto or in Vila Nova de Gaia is to check out the beautiful sunset, just like I'm enjoying right behind me. And one of the best places to do so is in Jardim de Moro, or just a hill just above it. You can enjoy some of the chill outs, relaxing music. It's just brilliant. And I'll show you why you must come here for the sunsets that you can enjoy right here. I hope you can see why I love Porto so much, and why I would say this is one of the best city break destinations in Europe. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like and hit the subscribe button below. You can also check out my Buy Me a Coffee page, which helps me to carry on making videos just like this. You have been awesome, and I will catch up with you very soon.